Hey everyone. Welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. How are you guys doing today on this Monday? I hope everyone had a great weekend. I did. I rest all day yesterday, y'all. I was tired. I'm glad y'all enjoyed my videos that I did drop. I'm glad y'all enjoyed. Hey Ray Ray. Hey Miss Walker. Hey Auntie. Happy Monday to everyone. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is having a great day so far. Yes, so I'm gonna wait to see if some more people come in. Y'all, we see is a lot of little updates here and there about Ashlee. I just feel like it is still some things off with this case. I really do. I see a lot of people. Some people are really bashing her and saying some really nasty, mean things about her. But I don't know, y'all. These people is evil. Hey, Miss Smith. Hey, honey, 5K. Let me see. Good morning. Happy Monday. All is blessed. Yes. Glad to see another week. It's kind of chilly here today. Yeah. And yesterday it was raining and cold all day. And I cooked and stayed in my damn bed, honey. I slept off and on all day yesterday to give me a break. I was going to do a video and I was like, nah, not today. I didn't feel like it. I just felt like just relaxing all day yesterday. That's it. And that's all. Hey, my girl, Open Book. How you doing? Happy Monday. Yeah, so I know y'all been in the YouTube streets. Have y'all heard anything regarding Ashlee? Now, I don't know if her mom left yet, y'all. I don't know. But I do know that they have not released the body to the mother. I don't know why. I don't understand why. When Shanquilla, if I'm saying her name right, y'all, Shanquilla Robinson, you remember that happened to her in Mexico? They gave that mother the body right away. They released that body right away, y'all. Right away. I don't understand why they don't want to release this body. Is they trying to cover up something before they release this body? Like, what is really going on? I don't know. I don't get it. And then I also heard too, which I had a feeling because I talked about that to Open Book. I was watching a video and they said Joe wanted to talk to Ashlee friend first before. Yes, I seen that, Miss Walker. And you know what? I believe that. Because narcissists will talk to your friends, sleep with them, your family members, your co-workers. They're nasty people. So I definitely do believe that. Yes, I remember that case. Yes, right. That's the scary part. Yes, why they don't want to release the body. Is they hiding something? That's just crazy to me. Why not go ahead and release his body and let this mother start preparing for her daughter's funeral? It's already sad enough. It's costing them so much money to get there. You know? The friend that is taken up for him or the other one. Well, I know yesterday I watched somebody video. Oh, I watched so much stuff over the weekend. I can't remember who it was. He did a Joe did a post and his brother commented under it and asked Joe, was he good? But Joe never replied. So I'm thinking, y'all, I don't know for sure. Is he still there? Is he back? If he come back, would they say that he's back? Would they keep that a secret that he's back? And if he's back, I mean, he's from Miami. I guess someone was spotted. So I don't know. I don't know if the mother really there. The mother haven't spoke out, so I don't know if the mother really there or not. I don't know. They said Joe post on his social media. He did. He did. He absolutely did. I mean, it's just, I don't know, y'all. Just so many questions to be asked. Like, did y'all see the closet that she was in? Did anybody see the closet? Did anybody see the closet that this woman's supposed to have been in? Let me know in the chat. Have anybody seen that closet? Because, honey, when I looked at that closet was so small, right, sis? It was small. It had shelves in that closet. And I'm saying to myself, well, how the hell did she get in this little ass closet? And then, right? The guy that supposed to gave her the charger, he said, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in. He said that the lights was off, right? And that's when he took his swipe key and I guess and went in the room. So my thing is, if someone's staying in the villa in a room and their lights is off, you have right to just enter their room without contacting the front desk. Why did you just go in her room? Because you didn't see no lights. I just felt like that's a red flag to me. Okay, we know they was arguing for 4 days. The lady next door said it. That was next door to them. That they was arguing for the whole 4 days they was there. Now, was they arguing before he proposed to her? Or was they arguing after he proposed to her? Just asking a question to see what y'all think about it. And another thing, that's a red flag for me. Why would she turn off all the lights, right? And then hang herself? Why? Would she see how to hang herself in the dark? Because he said it was pitch black dark. So how would she see how to hang herself if it was no lights in the room at all? Like no lights. Then he also said that he heard a thump when he opened the door. Where did the thump come from? Because I'm just saying what I believe, right? I believe that she was already deceased when that man walked in that room. Yeah, her legs could have been dangling, but she was already deceased. Not like she was moving her legs herself. I feel like she was already deceased. And the only reason I feel like that, because if, first of all, they took her to urgent care, was the wrong place to take her. Why would you take somebody to urgent care? I said that before. Why they didn't take her straight to the hospital, right? Hey, Copies. Why they did not take her straight to the hospital? Why would they take her? And I got a video for y'all too. Why did they take her to urgent care? Urgent care is not, that's not when you take someone that's, you found them hanging or, something like that. Urgent care, I don't know. Do I believe she was alive when that guy came in that room? No, I don't believe it. And I'm going to tell you why. Why didn't the hospital call the mom first? The hospital should have been the first one to call that mom to tell the mom what was going on, what was their findings. Your daughter is deceased, and gave the mother the rundown. Why did the hotel call the mother first? Did y'all call the mother first because y'all knew she was already deceased? So y'all called the mother first? And that's why that's why the hospital never reached out to the mother, because she did not pass away there? I'm just saying. It's just a lot of things that I don't believe. Was Joe in that room in the dark? And that's where that thump came from? He was hiding somewhere in that room? I'm just saying, because I don't know. Because what kind of thump did you hear if she was hanging from the closet? Did you give her that charger? When she asked you for the charger, did you give her the charger and she told you come back in 15 minutes, meaning she would be finished charging her phone? Or you came back in 15 minutes to give it to her? But why would it take 15 minutes for you to come back to give her a charger? Why did you tell the mother that she was going to be fine? Don't worry, but she's going to be fine. Everything is okay. No, everything was not okay. The girl was already gone, and you knew that. And you waited 11 hours to call her mother to tell her mother anything. But you got the mother thinking that she's still alive and she's going to be okay. It's just a lot. It's a lot to think about, y'all. It really is. And there's more going to come out of this. Now, is the mother could be afraid to say much? Possibility. And I don't blame her. You know, she probably want her daughter body back over here. That's what this lady is aiming for. Now, I did speak on in one of my videos, like, did she ever tell her mom the things that, and another thing, y'all, that man was not 42 years old. And I told y'all that. I felt that he was not 42. That man was 54. He lied to the girl about her age. He lied. He was 54. Not surprised. Maybe y'all surprised, but I'm not. Because that's the shit narcissists do. They lie about their age. They lie about their lifestyle they live in. Their whole life sometimes, y'all, is fake. I told y'all that before. The ones that been with me that know. So he was not 42. The man was 54 years old. The girl didn't know. She didn't know he was 54. I told you he was 54. Damn, why he lie? I'm not surprised, because that's what narcissists do. They lie about their whole life. They lie about their whole life. Their whole life. And not only narcissist men, narcissist women do that too. You think you got something, you really don't have nothing that you think you have. I put it that way. Did you see when I said it that day in the chat? Yeah, I did see it, but it was so many people. Somebody said 54, 42, 45. And at that point, I was like, well, I don't even know his age. But a content creator did go live, and she did some digging on him over the weekend. I was watching her live, and she said he is definitely 54 years old. So that tells you that Ashlee did not know his real age. And that tells you it's a lot of things about this man that she probably did not know. A lot of things that she probably did not know about this man. Now, a lot of people saying she used the man and this. I'm not going to say she used him. I don't think she used him. Do I think he was, giving her money and stuff like that? Yes. Buying her stuff? Yes. But I also believe he was doing it to control her, Because you got to understand, dealing with a narcissist, they do things for you for to control you, and that comes with money, so you will stay with them. You can continue to put up with their bullshit, their lies, their manipulation, their gaslighting, all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I always, like, I don't know, I was watching her mother body language and the father, and I was just asking myself, did the mother or the father, because I was talking to one of my old supporters. We had a long talk about this, like 2 hours yesterday. And he was like, damn, D, you making some good points. I was asking myself, like, did the mother and father ever meet him? Did she ever meet this guy? Or maybe, maybe she just talked to him on the phone, the mother and the father, right? But my question is, did she ever meet him? And I say that because sometimes when you meet someone, you'll get a better idea of who they are. You'll get a better idea. She was doing her own thing. People need to give her flowers. Yeah. Some people is dogging out, and when I come through channels like that, I don't watch them. Because it doesn't matter what she did, she didn't deserve to be sent off like that, period. Because I don't think that girl did nothing to herself. Of course, he's going to be with a young woman. Yes, narcissists love young people. Love it. And they said he still had pictures of his wife. Girl, he been posting pictures of his wife over the weekend. Did you see him, girl? Yes, he have. I don't believe that her parents ever met him. Thank you. That's what me and one of my supporters talked about over the weekend. That we don't believe that they ever met him. And I can tell you why by the mother. I told y'all, when I do stories, I watch body language. When it comes to anybody I'm covering in the story, I just don't cover the story. I'm like that. I like to watch body language. I like to see what they say. I watch their eye movements. I just watch everything because I like to get deep into a story when I talk about a story. And I felt that the mother and the father never met him. I felt that. Yes, he did post over the weekend. Yes, he did. Yes, you're right, sis. I seen that. Happy Monday, Miss D. Hey, sweetie. Happy Monday, baby. Blessings to you, too. No, I never heard the mom met him. I don't know. I never heard the mom met him. But if she did, one time wouldn't still give her the idea of who her daughter was really dealing with. And the reason why I say that, because when you be around a person for quite some time and you start to talking to them and going out to eat with them or hanging out with them, y'all have little conversations, you will get to know who a person really is, especially a dad that's in his daughter's life. You know what I'm saying? He may start saying little red flags and things that he don't like, what the guy saying, how the guy is moving, especially when a child is a daddy's girl. You feel me? So, hey, Terry. Yeah, I don't think they met him. Hey, Brittany girl. How are you doing, sweetie? Thank you, Terry. So that's why I say that. And I also said it because of the simple fact, right? Normally when things like this happen to one of your children, right? You're going to come straight out and say, listen, I believe he did it without a reasonable doubt. My daughter have told me this. My daughter have sent me videos. My daughter has sent me text threads. She didn't say any of that, right? So she act like she was a little clueless to maybe his behavior, meaning she don't know his behavior like that, right? That's what I'm getting from the mom and the dad. The only thing I heard the dad say, she FaceTimed me, told me she was happy, and showed me her ring. The mother also said she was just beginning her life. She was happy. So the mother could be thinking that they was happy together, never knowing about the things that was going on with her daughter behind the scene. Why? Maybe the daughter did not discuss anything with the mother and dad that what was going on behind the scene. But we all know that this was toxic. Okay. I watched another content creator that said people was reaching out to her, telling her that their relationship was toxic for quite some time. She even, matter of fact, the live that I did Friday, I don't know if y'all watch it, but y'all can go back and watch it. What the guy even said when they was in clubs, they were even arguing in the clubs. They would have to go outside because the owner had something to say because it was not making their business look good with the arguments. So we know a lot of times kids don't tell their parents everything, right? So what I'm getting from this, being they live in different states, the mother lived in Delaware and the father, which is 4 hours from me, okay? She lived in New Jersey, right by me. Skip, hop, and a jump, right? Before she moved to Florida, okay? So when I don't know how long she been in Florida. I don't know. What year did she go to Florida? I don't know that. I think somebody said 2021 or something like that. I think I did see somebody say that. Hey, Barbara. So I don't know if she ever traveled to her mom and her mom got to meet this guy, or the mom traveled to Miami where she was at. You know, I just feel like it was no interaction there. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's no interacting there when it comes to this man. And let's say, y'all, because we know, because I talk about it all the time, we know how narcissists is. They try to keep you away from your family. Okay, you know, they gaslight you, you know, and things like that. They will buy you stuff to make you happy, to stay away from your family, your siblings, your mom, your dad, your uncles, your brothers. That's the shit that they do. So we don't know the things that he was saying to her behind the scenes to maybe keep her away from her parents. I don't know. I just know how narcissists work. You know, hey, Latte, I just know how they work and what they will do. I feel too that he was buying her stuff to control her. Because let's remember, y'all, dealing with a narcissist, they use money to control you. They use power to control you. They do all of that to control you. Hey, Auntie. So I'm just thinking that the mom don't really know this guy. Now we know the friend know the guy because the friend spoke out. And when the friend spoke out, I said, uh-huh. And you can tell that she was sending text threads to the friend. And y'all didn't watch that video. I think I did that video Friday or Saturday when the friend spoke out and said that she was sending text threads over there to Africa to those people. So that led me to believe that Ashlee was sending the friend text threads and maybe videos, how abusive that he was to her from time to time. So when I seen the friend speak out and say something about it, I said to myself, nah, the mother probably didn't know much. Maybe she wanted to keep things a secret from her mom, because we know sometimes kids do that. They keep things a secret, right? Now, another thing, I don't know how often she was talking to her mom, right? And when she did talk to her mom, did her mom notice things? Because you don't have to be around a person to notice stuff, okay? When I talk to my daughters, okay, I don't have to be around them to notice that something that's not right. I'd be like, what's wrong? Because your voice don't sound right. You know, is everything okay? What's going on? So that's what I'm saying. Did her mother ever feel something was off with conversations with her on the phone? Did the father ever feel something was off with conversations with her on the phone? Her other friend made a video. The other friend made a video. He's a guy. Oh, okay. Okay. So, you don't have to be around your kids to notice when shit ain't right. Just listen to that conversation. See how they talking on the phone. They feel like they're gloomy that day. You know what I'm saying? They not the way they normally be, because I do that to my daughters. I have did it many times. I be like, what's wrong? Because I feel something not right here. She be like, no, mom. I be like, no. What's going on? Right? When we hang up, she'll start texting me and I immediately call her back. So we as mothers can feel when things is not right with any of our children. So that's why I was wondering, did the mother ever feel something off by conversations with her daughter? Did the father ever feel something off by conversations? And if anybody want to come up to have a dialogue with me, I will drop, because I said there's going to be an open panel today. I don't have a problem with it. I can drop the link and you're more than welcome to come up. And he was saying he don't believe, he was saying he don't believe she would have done that to her own life. I don't believe that neither. Nope. I don't believe that neither. I definitely just don't. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. Now, the closet was so small, y'all. I don't know if y'all listen. The lady that did the video, right? It's two people that did a video of the room that she was in, not a fake room, the room that she stayed in. And let me pull that video up. One content creator showed the closet. And y'all, when she showed that closet, I'm like, well, wait the hell a minute. Y'all, that closet was so little. It was little. I said, somebody stuffed this girl in that closet and did this to her. Because on one side of the closet, you see shelves. And I was so confused. Then she showed the door open and the thing on the door where you swipe your key and go in the room. She showed the actual room they was in. Right? So when you open the door, the closet was behind the door. Right? So when he walked in, he couldn't see her body because the closet was behind the door. Right? So he said he heard a thump. So that made him go to the closet. That's what I'm thinking. Because he said he heard a thump. That's what he said. Not me. Hey, Royal D. Hey, baby. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Somebody just sent me a message. Hold on. 1 second. What the hell? Oh, wow. Wow. Hold on, y'all. Anybody want to come up? Let me know. My mom will drop the link. Let me get to this video that I want y'all to see. Hey Nicole. Hey 777. What's going on? So that was the thump, her falling, but I don't know, Cold Piece, because let me get to it. If you want to come up, you can come up. Tell one of my moms. They'll drop the link for you, sis. You are more than welcome to come up. Sis, you know I got you, again. Hold on. Let me get this video up. Hold on. Let me get it up.
We're not going to take my friend's prior experience relationships with black male and the reason.
I don't think
This
she
happened to me.
fell.
When they
Right.
returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found.
Makes me think of the Shaquanella Robinson case that happened in Cabo. Nothing to date has happened because there just wasn't enough evidence.
The man at the center of the death investigation into 31-year-old influencer.
I don't think the thump that she fell. I'm just saying, y'all, because I don't know, right? I was thinking like, damn, was he there? Which is Joe. Was he in that room and he made a little noise somewhere hiding out in the dark in there? And that was the thump that the man heard? And the man shut the door? Now, he had to turn the lights on in order to see Ashlee hanging. Because he said it was dark in there, remember, right? So he wasn't able to see her in the fucking dark. Wait, so because it's just so, y'all, it's just so much to think, right? How did he see her in the dark, right? Did he turn the light on and see her? Or he shut the door, seen her, and ran back out? But you had to turn the light on to see her because you said it was pitch dark in there. Because that's what he said now. I'm going by what he said. The rooms is small to hide, right? Yes. Yes, Cold Piece, they small. Roy, did you see her other friend's video talking about Joe? No, girl, where's it at? I need to see it. I think that the thump was somebody running to hide. That's what I was thinking, sis. I was thinking that. You know, I'm trying not to overthink here, but, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Let's finish a little bit of this video. I'll stop again.
And model Ashlee Robinson, her 45-year-old fiance, Joe McCain, has made his return to social media, and it is leaving more questions than answers. Now, if you've been following this case on my channel, you know this is not the first time he has made to social media. April the 18th, 2026, he allegedly updated his profile picture on a different social media account. Now, while the photo itself is just of him, the timing is what has people talking. Now, people also notice that on his account, he still has photos of him and his ex-wife, but there are no photos of him and Ashlee.
Look, y'all, look, you see it? He kept the photos of him and the ex-wife, but got rid of all the photos of off of his social media. Now tell me, ain't that weird? Tell me, ain't that's some weird shit, right, y'all? That's weird. He didn't love this girl. He did not love this girl. Okay. And you know what, y'all? I do believe okay. Do I really believe he really was gonna marry her? No. I'm just being honest. I got to talk about him on a narcissist behavior. Okay. Do I feel he was coming into this girl's life to ruin this girl's life? Absolutely. He was going to tear her down. He had already started getting control of her. The sound went out. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Let me know. I don't want to keep going if y'all can't hear me. You can't hear me? No? Why? Why y'all can't hear me? I can see my thing moving. The sound went out. We can hear you now. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me move my laptop, child. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, Lord Jesus. Please don't mess with me today, because it's always something. All right. Let me see. Okay. Y'all can hear me now. Okay. Hey, OG. How you doing? It's back now. Just get choppy. Okay. All right, I moved over a little bit, so I hope it will get right. Yeah. Now, do I believe that he really wanted to marry her to love her? No. I believe he wanted to tear her down. And I know I heard somebody played a video and said that they met him, he came to a birthday party and this and that. Well, let me tell you something about a narcissist. When they're out in public around other people that they don't know, they're going to be on their best behavior to their high standards. They don't want you to see who they really are. They have a mask on for you, right? So that's why a lot of people probably say, oh, he was a nice guy for us. I know, he was nice to her. He would do this for her. He would do that for her, because that's how he had to portray himself. He don't want nobody to know who he really was. It was buffering and now went out. Wow. Really? Hey, Quadre. I don't know why it keep. Can y'all hear me now? I don't know. Should I move y'all? I don't know. Let me know. I don't feel like this shit today now. Let me see. You right, Roy D. Joe is a psycho. Yep, I'm telling you. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you. We can hear you. Okay, I moved my desk over a little bit. Not today. Please don't do this today. Let me finish my commentary. Yes, Joe is a narcissist. And, he put on the front. And like I said, if you don't know about these type of people, you would think they're good people. They're kind. They're loving. They care about you. They love you. No. Those type of people don't care about you. But when they go amongst other people, they have to put a facade on because they want people to know and think that they love you and they want to be with you. She's the right woman for me. I'm going to marry her. I'm going to take care of her. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Joe was a stone cold narcissist. He didn't care about anyone. He manipulated that girl with his money and everything else. I'm just being honest. Okay, so let's hear some more of the video. And like I said, if anyone want to come up, you can tell my mom and she will drop the link. We can have an open dissect to anybody want to come up and say a little something. You can just my mom, Ray, she got the link. She can drop it.
Despite the fact that they had reportedly been dating for the last year and a half, and he had proposed to her on the very trip that ended in her losing her life. So naturally, people had questions. Some took to his comments and posed the question, "You in town?" And under that same profile picture, his alleged brother also left a comment with words of encouragement saying, "Stay strong, bro." Now, this all comes after he was being held for questioning.
Ray, if you're in the chat, could you drop the link for Barbara, please? Is he really divorced? I don't know. Some people say he was really divorced, so I'm not really sure if he really divorced or not. I don't know. We will have to. That's something we would definitely got to find out. All right, let me see if Ray in the chat. Hold on, Barbara. Hey, Karen, girl. Hold on, y'all. I got to try to get the link. I don't know if Ray in the chat. Hold on. Hold on. Let me send it to one of my other mods. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. It's going to be dropped, Barbara. And you can come up, baby. Karen, where you been, girl? I miss you, Karen. So that's maybe open book can find that out. Y'all know me now. Y'all already know y'all with the paperwork shit. Y'all already know how that go. One of my moms gonna drop the link for you, Barbara, baby. Hold on. She's gonna drop the link for you. That's what we gotta find out. Was he really divorced? Too. That's a good question to see. What was the question? Never mind. Okay. If anybody want to come up, just let one of my moms know. They got the link. Hey Barbara. So hold on.
In her death investigation, which now has people wondering, is he back in the United States? Because even his own social media friends seem to be confused because they posed the question, you in town? Or is he still out of the country being held for questioning? Because as you may recall, local authorities in Zanzibar previously stated that his passport had been taken pending the results of the medical examination. But here's where things take an interesting but devastating turn for Ashlee family.
I run a podcast solo. No producer, no editor, no tech skills, just Riverside. I get high quality podcast recordings right from my room. And
her family has since said that those medical results are complete. But
Open book, I was wondering the same thing that you was wondering. Is this man back in the United States? Would they say that he's back? I don't think so. I think the only reason someone would know he back if he gets seen in Florida. Because I was thinking he was back too. I was thinking that. They haven't given any more updates. Absolutely. No more updates at all. And that's the crazy part. So I guess the mom can't give us no updates because there's no updates to give us. If she don't have none, they going to keep it hush. Yep. I believe that. And if anyone want to donate, the link is at the bottom or the top of the thing. You can donate towards my channel.
But officials have not provided them with any additional details. So the family is still waiting on the full report to determine exactly what comes next. Now, I do want you to pay attention to this clip here. This is a news reporter. She's been speaking directly with Ashlee Robinson family, allegedly. She took to her own social media account to do a video to provide update. And there is some interesting information here as far as the timeline and some other information, clarity regarding a video that had been circulating on social media. So pay attention to this and drop your comments and let me know, what are your thoughts about this?
A hotel guest came to them and said that there's a couple that has been arguing. So then staff went to the room to check on Joe and Ashlee, and that's when they decided to separate the two. Just to give you a clearer picture of this separation, according to their report, Joe was put in another villa that was about an 8 to 10 minute walk from Ashlee's room. And then officials say that Ashlee was found about 2 to 3 hours later from the time that they separated. So they hadn't been separated for long. And they say that she was found by a room attendant. However, when I spoke to the family, they say that Joe was with security at the time that
Now, why was Joe with security at the time that she was found? And he said he found her 3 hours later. That's why I don't believe this girl was alive. I believe that girl was already deceased hanging. That's what I believe. That's just my speculation. And why would Joe was with security?
That Ashlee was found. And this is why the family is pushing so hard for the resort to share the surveillance video, because it will easily clear up if anyone went to Ashlee's room from the time she was separated from Joe to the time that she was found. And the resort actually got back to me today and provided me this statement. However, they didn't provide any further details, just saying that this is an investigation and sending their condolences to Ashlee's family. The family's focus right now is just receiving that autopsy report, and they are expecting that tomorrow. In the meantime, they're
okay. Now, the significance of that clip is because, as you heard, Ashlee's family allegedly told this news reporter that Joe, her fiance, was with the security when Ashlee was found. So many people have been wondering where he was at, if he was in the room. He was moved to another villa, which I previously reported, which was 8 to 10 minutes away. In addition to that, her family also told this reporter allegedly he was with security. So they want video footage so that they will be able to see if anyone went into that room at all, because her family is not buying the idea that Ashlee did this to herself. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this clip because this provides more details. There is a lot of information that is going around on social media, but this information seems to align with what the local officials came out and reported. So listen closely to this.
Listen, let me say this is all alleged. I don't know any of this. This was in my inbox. She says Ashlee Janae was also a model and she got a big modeling gig in Singapore. Her and another girl, they were friends. That's where they met Joe McCann. Joe McCann was interested in the girlfriend, Ashlee's girlfriend. He started spending all this money on the girl, taking her to Prada, Chanel, you name it. You know what I mean? Like just blowing a bag.
More information about the timeline and Ashlee being found after watching police's press conference. So they say that a room attendant went to check on Ashlee around 7:30 p.m. And this is just kind of normal procedure to make sure that guests don't need anything. And at that time, the room attendant told police that Ashlee said that she was fine. She won't need anything until about 20 minutes. So to come back, but she did ask the room attendant reportedly for a phone charger. They gave her the phone charger and then returned about 20 minutes later. The room attendant told police that.
Okay, she said that they gave Ashlee the room charger. So the way she's saying it, it sounds like when Ashlee asked him for the room charger, he immediately gave it to her, like he already had it on him. And then Ashlee told him to come back and get the charger. Did y'all hear what she just said? But who the hell walk around with a phone charger? I'm just saying, I don't know. I heard on another channel he wanted Ashlee friend and he was buying her friend. Yeah, I heard that too. And this lady just confirmed it. I heard the same thing too. Yep. Wow. Not surprised, y'all. I'm serious. I'm just not surprised of this man's behavior at all.
That when they returned, the lights in the villa were off and they did not get an answer from Ashlee. So that's when they used an emergency key card to enter and then found her. And I also want to clear up right now, there's a video on social media circulating that claims to show the moments Ashlee and Joe were arguing, and it's absolutely fake. As of right now, the resort or police have.
Yes, that video is fake, y'all. She talking about, because I seen it on Facebook. Someone did an AI, put it out, it went viral, of Joe beating her and throwing her on a chair or some shit like that. But I knew that was fake. I definitely knew that was fake. And in the video, you can hear whoever the fake lady is, she was screaming. But I definitely knew that was fake. I knew that wasn't real.
Have not released any surveillance footage, and this is what the family has been requesting. Again, guys, be very, very careful about the information you are consuming, because a lot.
Okay, so of course, Ashlee's family has consistently stated they do not believe that she is responsible for her own death, and there's an ongoing investigation. Now, there has been many people going to Ashlee's social media and account, and there's an alleged post that has resurfaced. I want you to pay attention to this and give me your thoughts about this. It states, giving away your heart to the wrong person could be deadly. Now, keep in mind that there are certain things that I cannot elaborate on because I do have to respect YouTube's terms and policies, and the information I'm giving you is for informational and educational purposes only. There's another post from Ashlee's alleged account, and it says, devoting this to Awareness Day. If you ever feel that this is the only way, remember, change is coming and you need to be alive to see it. So many have pointed that they believe that going back to these years when these posts was made in 2012 and so on, that Ashlee may have been struggling with her mental health or other issues, which her family has not confirmed, but her family has consistently said that they do not believe that she is responsible for her own death. So I want to put this timeline into perspective. Okay, so on April the 3rd, Ashlee uploaded a video to her social media account announcing their engagement. Now, some people have wondered if the video was AI. If you go and look up other people's videos that have stayed at this resort, and I will feature some videos here, they have the exact same video that looks the same. Some people have questioned if it was AI or not, but others have also uploaded the same video. Apparently, this is something that you can book if you go to this location. By April the 4th, they had entered Zanzibar. Then on April the 6th, they arrived at this hotel. So this is at least 3 different locations. On April the 6th, according to reports, guests say that from the moment they arrived, they were arguing. And by April the 8th, which is 2 days later, that's when things escalated. That's when hotel staff finally had to step in and separate them. Joe was moved to another villa, which was about a 10-minute walk. Now, there are other reports that says 8 to 10 minutes.
Y'all, who is this man right here? Do he work there? Do anybody know who this guy is? Do he work there? Probably so.
It's just to throw that out there, while Ashlee remained in the room. Now, as far as what the argument was about, there are no confirmed details. Local authorities have only described that it was a dispute between the couple. Now, there was a room attendant who was going by. As you heard from that reporter, what she said is that it was normal procedure for them to check on the guests. He went to check on Ashlee, and during that interaction, Ashlee requested a phone charger, and he did give her a phone charger. Now, some people are saying she was an influencer. She would always have a phone charger. Why would she need one? That is unknown. But according to the local authorities, he did give her a phone charger. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because after giving her a phone charger, he then goes back to her room. He says that the light is off. And because of the light is off, he became concerned and he used an emergency key card to open the door. Now, as far as why he may have went back to check on her, they did not elaborate on that. But keep in mind, there were earlier reports that Ashlee was struggling with some mental health issues. Keep in mind, I can't elaborate on that, but she was struggling with some mental health issues. So because of that, it's said that they had contacted authorities. Now, if authorities came in between that time, we don't quite know, but what we do know is that the attendant was making frequent checks to the room, at least from what they reported. And when he saw the light was off, he became concerned. And when he used that emergency.
So how would they know she's struggling from mental problems? Did Joe tell them that for them to think that? Because how would they know that? But one thing I do know for a fact, when you're dealing with a narcissist, if you don't have mental issues, you will start to suffer and having mental breakdowns, because that's how they will have you. Okay? You will. You will even start to getting sick. Okay? Headaches, suffering high blood pressure, all things of that nature. You know, this girl probably had a good life actually before she met this narcissist. Maybe the things that she was going through, maybe she started going through it when she met him. Because I don't believe that this girl had a mental problem. I don't believe that. But I do know dealing with the narcissist, you will start to getting all type of illness. I do know that, and that is facts. Okay? I do know that. So did he tell the people that to try to make her look bad? Yeah, I can believe that. Because again, that's what narcissists does. They have to make you look bad to keep their hands clean, to make them look good.
Emergency key card to go into the villa. That is when he found Ashlee inside of the closet. Now, from there, it is stated that she was taken to a hospital. The first hospital she went to, her fiance ends up calling her mom within 11 hours of all of this transpiring. Of course, they're like, why would he wait so late? We still don't know. Some people have said, well, maybe because she was stable. She eventually is moved to a second hospital. And by April the 9th, Ashlee, unfortunately, she passes away. So there's still a lot of unanswered questions that we do not have the answers to.
New Olay Regenerist. Firmer, lifted, radiant skin. Without drastic measures.
The video is too quiet? Boost your volume up to 600% with Volume Max. Your browser caps audio at 100%.
Wasn't there, she's going to try to find a way to be there for you by any means necessary. But let's get into it, right? So y'all made statements. There's statements being made that prior to the trip, they already had relationship problems, period. But then y'all proceeded to say that the parents recommended them to go on a trip to Africa to get away. They go on a trip to Africa. My friend posts the best day of my friend's life. She posting, she showing everything in Africa. She get proposed to everything, and then she decides to just off herself. It's bull. It's BS. Nobody's buying it. We not buying it at all. But then y'all also proceed to say not only did they prior to the trip they had relationship issues, during the trip they had relationship issues, and then y'all state that the hotel service decided to recommend them to get separate rooms. But prior to y'all recommending them to get separate rooms, y'all also stated that she was already showing signs of injury and harm to herself.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, how will they know that? How will they know that? Was y'all around her to see that? Or this just something y'all saying for a cover-up? Because how will y'all know that? It looked like she wanted to do harm to herself. What would even make y'all say something like that? That just didn't make sense to me at all.
Then y'all proceeded to say that she decided to get a piece of her clothing and go in a closet and unalive herself.
Right.
That whole process just is too much to do. And it doesn't make sense at all. And we're not buying it. Not only that, y'all state that the fiance is saying everything that's going on to happen. But not only that, y'all also say that y'all still have the fiance in custody. Y'all still have him in custody, but y'all got to do further investigation and further examination before you release him to find out the exact cause of death. But y'all updated Shade Room with the exact cause of death, and I don't know where y'all get injury or harm to herself. It doesn't make sense. Then y'all proceeded to say that she decided to get a piece of her clothing and go in a closet and unalive herself. That whole process just is too much to do. And it doesn't make sense at all. And we're not buying it.
Oh, okay, Ms. Walker.
Not only that, y'all state that the fiance is saying everything that's going on to happen. But not only that, y'all also say that y'all still have the fiance in custody. Y'all still have him in custody, but y'all got to do further investigation and further examination before you release him to find out the exact cause of death. But y'all updated Shade Room with the exact cause of death, and I don't know where y'all get injury or harm to herself. It doesn't make sense. Then y'all proceeded to say that she decided to get a piece of her clothing and go in a closet and unalive herself. That whole process just is too much to do. And it doesn't make sense at all. And we're not buying it. Not only that,
Joe Budden, he did a podcast episode and he said that he was close friends with Ashlee. In fact, he said that he had met Ashlee's fiance and he was inviting her to a birthday dinner, and she told him that, hey, I got to do some things with the kids. And he was like, oh, you're like in a real relationship, like you're being a stepmom and all of this. And she was like, yeah, like, so he said that he was surprised by everything, but that they genuinely loved one another. If you haven't checked out that episode, I encourage you to do so. But one of the things that he talked about was that during,
sorry to say, I don't think he genuine love to her. Again, if you've never been around a narcissist, you don't know how they work. You definitely want to say that because you're going by their actions, how they showed you when you was around them, because they don't want that mask to fall off. So they got to keep that standards so you can think that they are a good person, meaning a narcissist woman, a narcissist man. So that's why Joe probably feels the way he feels. He was a good man, blah, 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 blah. But no, he's not a good man. Do I think he deeply loved her? Absolutely not. Do I think she had a lot of love for him? Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Do I think sometimes she would think he would hurt her? Yes. Do I think she would think that he really would do it? No. But he was not a good man. Nope, sorry. Joe don't have a clue because he's a narcissist himself. All right, Auntie.
during the pandemic, Ashlee kept everyone entertained on the Clubhouse app. Now, there is someone that knows Ashlee from this app, and she uploaded a video, so I'm going to play that.
I have contemplated making this video because I didn't know like if it was my place or whatever, but it is my place. It's all of our places who have the pleasure of knowing Ashlee to speak on the good, because what is being depicted of her is absolutely heartbreaking. It has been heartbreaking. Reading these comments is heartbreaking. So I just want to speak light into her. I want to speak positivity in her, and I want to speak on my experience with her. I didn't know Ashlee outside of Clubhouse, but I had the pleasure of being in the same club as her on Clubhouse during peak COVID for hours on end, hours, multiple hours a day for years. And during that time for myself, I was going through a spiritual transition. I moved away from my home and I was like by myself. COVID hit, the world was shut down. I was trying to find who I was trying to heal. And I had the pleasure of being.
And y'all, I asked myself, I don't know, maybe y'all could know. I'm not sure. Like, did Ashlee just get out of a relationship? Do anybody know? Right? And I'm asking that because sometimes us as women and men can get out of a relationship and they find somebody for a rebound, right? To get over what they just went through. Thinking this person is a better person. This person will help them heal. They sat back and talk things over with this person, tell this person what they went through, the ups and downs, the good and bads, but not knowing that this person is the same person you just left, or even worse, right? And when I say worse, you're now affiliated yourself now with a narcissist. Maybe the other person wasn't. They were just toxic. But now you came upon to fill yourself in with a narcissist. And now you're sitting here explaining to him your ups and downs, your trials and tribulations that this other man or this other woman done took you through, not knowing you're ready to go down a rabbit hole and even worse than what you just did. So I was just wondering that, it's just a thought that I had.
In her presence, because Ashlee was so kind. She was so humble. She was so funny. She was so witty. She was so talented. She was infectious. She
Z-Bar Energy Snack Bars have the taste kids love and are made with whole grains because adventure needs fuel.
James is a man in love, but he's a man who's been burned by love.
She was inspirational by just being her. She was so sure of who she was. She was so proud of who she was, where she came from, her experiences. She stood on everything. Even if it wasn't what everybody was agreeing on, she'd be that person to be like, well, if she felt like if it was, I'm sorry, I'm just having these flashbacks of who she was. And, you know, during that time, like I said, so many of us were going through it on the other end. And she brought so much energy, so much love, so much humor into each room. And it didn't matter what the room was talking about. It could be something so serious. It could be such an intense conversation. Ashlee comes in, boom, all eyes on Ashlee. There's times she would just stay in the goo because she's just like, I don't feel like talking today. Y'all do your thing. Because she knew who she was exactly who she thought she was. And nobody played about Ashlee. Nobody. When men, we saw it countlessly come in there, try to disrespect her or this or that. One, Ashlee didn't have to say a single thing because everybody would handle it for her. But the times that she would be like, no, it's cool, I got it. She never had to put anybody down. She never did. Her wittiness, her cleverness, she would shut you down. And
Yes, they do,
usually you had no choice but to either laugh and respect her, or, I mean, that's how it went. I didn't have the pleasure of being her friend outside of Clubhouse. And this is such a loss. So I can't even imagine for those who were, because she was so impactful. She was the world is not a better place without her. And I just think a part of me wants to be thankful that the exposure is there, regardless if it's negative, because it's brought attention to what happened to her. It's put pressure on authorities. But the majority part of me is just so sickened by the cruelty of people who didn't know her. This wasn't some celebrity and you had fans who were fans, not fans, debating about all this. She was a real person to a lot of us. A lot of us. And it is just, it's been so heavy. And I find myself just thinking about all the good that I experienced, that I had the pleasure of experience from her. And so I just wanted to share that she deserves to also be uplifted by the positive impact she had. All of us who did know her, all the people from the ghetto, the OG, we can all sit here and go back and forth with people defending her, but I would rather speak on the light in her, because she had the light in her. And so justice for Ashlee, and just be mindful that she was a real person to a lot of us. And the way she's being portrayed as just not her. It's not her.
Okay, y'all, listen. Somebody inboxed me and gave me all the tea about how Ashlee and Joe McCant met. Listen, this is why you never be envious about somebody's relationship that you see on social media, because everything that glitters is definitely not gold.
That's
So
right.
in 2024, Ashlee was living in Miami. And you already know that she was a soft girl life influencer, but she also was a model. And she got a big modeling job in Singapore, her and a couple of her girlfriends. So while they was in Singapore doing a little modeling thing, they met Joe McCant. Joe was interested in Ashlee's girlfriend and started going out with Ashlee's girlfriend. I'm talking about started taking her on shopping sprees, took her to Prada, and also took her to Givenchy, took her to a bunch of different places, was spending boo-hoo money on the girlfriend. Well,
you
know, Joe was just being a big old trick. The girlfriend and Joe, they did grown people stuff. So the girlfriend had a big ass falling out with Joe. She went through his fucking phone and everything. I don't know why, if you just tricking on him, but she did. She went through his phone and she found out that he was fucking with a lot of women. So the girlfriend left Joe the fuck alone. She said, "You got that shit." I gotta remember, Joe was married. He was fresh out of his divorce. So he was out here just being a little fucking trick. The girl didn't give me the timeline of when he started fucking with Ashlee. So I don't know how long it took for him to start dating Ashlee.
Now, I don't know if this is true, but if it is true, what I will say, what she just said, I believe that part, because what I say, when narcissists get out of a relationship, they don't like to be lonely. They have to have somebody in their life. They are cheaters. They have multiple partners. They have a lot of children. Okay, they're not faithful at all. They don't like to be alone. Whether you're a narcissist woman or man, it goes both ways. So I definitely do believe that. Right after his divorce, yes, I do believe he was dating. He probably was dating in his divorce, because narcissists will cheat on you. They're not loyal to you about anything they do. Exactly, OG, auntie, they need supply. They can't stop. They got to keep going. They can't stop. And if they got 3 women, it's something in each one of those women that they see that they're hunting for. Okay? That's a narcissist for you. So I do believe that. Now, I don't know if he slept with a friend and all that kind of shit. I don't want to say I know that, because I don't know that part. But I will say narcissists will sleep with your friends. I will say that, but I won't say if he slept with Ashlee's friend, because I don't know that part. But I do know for a fact they will sleep with your friends. They'll sleep with your mamas. No disrespect. It's just who they are. You know what I'm saying? They'll sleep with your neighbor right across the street from you. You know what I'm saying? They'll sleep with your grown-ass damn kids if your kids allow. Now, I'm not being disrespectful to the chat, but I'm just saying who they are. This is who narcissists are.
Joe ain't nothing but a big old trick and not to be taken seriously at all. My source said, I don't even know why Ashlee even paid him, like gave him the type of attention that she did, because Joe was just supposed to be somebody that you just trick on. You know what I mean? Her words, not mine. So Ashlee wasn't supposed to fall for Joe, but Joe is worth millions. I mean, who wouldn't want to be treated? She said she was in her soft girl life, traveling all over the world with Joe. Joe giving her everything that she wanted. So I asked the girl flat out, "Do you think Joe is capable of murder?" She said, "Yes, I do. I think he did it by the way he is moving, by the way he is not communicating with Ashlee Janae's family. I mean, I think he did it too. But it's still an ongoing investigation into this case." And this is all coming from somebody that knows them personally. Y'all know I may tell y'all a joke, but I will never tell y'all a lie.
Okay, so of course there's been a lot of questions about the hotel, with some even going as far to say that they believe that the hotel may be involved. Of course, that hasn't been put forth by any credible sources. It's just speculation at this point, given the fact that within the last hour of Ashlee's life, this hotel attendant, news later come out to say that he gave her a phone charger, then he went to check back on her. You heard from the reporter that said that Joe was with the security at the time. So because of all of these conflicting accounts that have come out, then many people are saying that they don't want to rule out the possibility that others could potentially be involved, and maybe Joe is not the one that is responsible. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, because of that, someone came forward just giving insight from their experience in the hotel industry as far as why the hotel may have separated them. Also, if you go and look this hotel up and just do some research on the hotel, they have a very strict conduct policy. Like, you can't be intimate in public, you can't wear certain clothing. So it could be within their policy that if they get noise complaints, to separate them. Who knows? But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Now, I do want you to listen to this because this video has been circulating and just saying that she provided some great insight into the situation. And then we'll get into the last clip of the one who said that she received inside information about Joe and Ashlee's relationship. So listen to this.
It's never been easier to start a podcast than with Riverside. Here's how it works. First, go to riverside.com.
See a lot of people asking why they decided to give them separate rooms in the Ashlee Janae case. And I'm not seeing a lot of people specifically who work in hotels explain why. And as somebody who's been working in hospitality, a front desk manager at a luxury hotel in New York City, I'm going to explain why. I will also preface this with saying that I've been working in hospitality for more than 10 years. I'm only 29 years old. From restaurants to hotels, I've worked at Noble. I've helped accommodate resident hotel reservations for people like Paris Jackson, Ethan Hawke, Miguel. I've helped accommodate last-minute seamstress appointments for Paris Jackson for the Tribeca Film Festival. I've dealt with crazy nights. I've dealt with the hotel getting robbed. I've experienced a lot. Now, each situation is always going to be assessed differently. But a standard at most hotels is to, if something does happen or something occurs, it is to separate the guests. If it's not a situation where someone is a harm to themselves or others, then, and they're not like physically violent, then they will just separate the people. Someone else asked me, well, how do they just have a room available all of a sudden when this happens?
I was thinking the same thing, sis. Thanks for coming in. I was thinking the same thing, but, I really didn't want to say it, but I do believe that. I do believe this case will go cold. I'm praying that it don't, but I believe this is going to be another Shanquilla Robinson's case. I believe this case is going to go cold. And it's sorry to say if it does, but the way it seems like it is now, the mother don't know anything. They lying. I feel that way too. If the family don't have their own investigation and attorney, Auntie OG, that's what this lady Queen. Who said that? I think I forgot her name, y'all. She's a content creator. I can't think of her name right off her hand, but she was saying that in her live Saturday night. She said they're going to need boots on the ground, their own private investigator from over here that deals with another state, because she said they has them out here like that. Yes, she said it's going to go cold. And, like she said, maybe the mother doesn't have all that money. I don't know. That's a lot of money, because they will have to travel there, and it's, oh my God, it's a lot, y'all. Oh, Lord.
Like, she found it strange that, you know, an altercation happened and you just so happen to have another villa open. And this is also why it's important for people who work in hospitality, who are professionals, to speak up, because average people don't know. On average, most hotels will always have an inventory. It will always just keep at least 3 to 5 rooms that are unavailable. That includes resorts. And this idea isn't for altercation specifically. It's mostly for HVAC issues. HVAC issues meaning like the air in your room isn't working, the water in your room isn't working. Even simple things like people just wanting to change rooms. It happens all the time. I'm telling you, people come and just say like, I've seen the room, I don't want it. And when you're in a luxury establishment, you're in a high-end establishment, that happens a lot. There's a certain level of entitlement and also like an experience that people are expecting. They're more lenient and more willing to understand and say, let me figure out if you have another room available or something better. Another big thing that I said that people should be pushing and the family should be notified of guest key cards. The technology today, most hotels, damn near all of them, are using digital.
But my thing is, okay, they send a lot of hotels now have little swipe keys, right? Which they do. So y'all help me out. So you mean to tell me if you go rent a hotel or, you know, something like this, if they don't see no lights on in your room, are you telling me that they have a right to walk in your room because they don't see no lights? Because for you know, these people could have showered, laid down for the night, and cut off all the lights. Everybody don't have to sleep with lights on in their hotel room or in an Airbnb. So you mean to tell me if they don't see no lights on, they have a right to just take their swipe key and come in on you? Is that what these people is saying here? Like, this is crazy work. Like, it just don't make no sense. I'm just saying.
Digital key cards. When I looked at their website, it looks like they're using Stay in Touch. That's a POS system that some hotels use. They're probably using a system called Guest Key Access. Guest Key Access gives you live footage to the T right now. If they wanted to log in and see who's moving in and out of their room live, they can see that. They can see when did they move him to the villa. When did they make that reservation? When did that person make the key? When did he use that key to first enter his room? When did he exit his room? And did somebody enter her room minutes later? Going straight to that will give them a better timeline and a more accurate timeline. They can't hide that. But like I said in the other video, people should be going to these places if they are feeling uncomfortable, or even just to make sure that there is some type of safety procedures. As soon as you check in, you should be asking the front desk, hey, what are your safety procedures? If you're feeling uncomfortable, letting them know, can someone keep an eye on me during my stay? I know that some people were like, oh, it's strange that the front desk person went to her room and like she asked for a charger. Like, that's exactly what she should be doing. You should be utilizing the people. The last thing, I hear a lot of people saying that they feel like the hotel has something to do with it. Do I feel like it? No. With them specifically, especially Ashlee Janae, she's an asset to them. She can post one video of being at the resort like she did, and that's thousands of dollars and people that are going to go simply off her video of one. Again, it's not saying it doesn't happen, but most times when U.S. citizens travel, we're assets to these people in these other countries because of our money and because of the fact that with social media now. Not to say that anything can't happen to you, but again, she was an asset to them, and they're not going to risk. Now look what all this attention brings to their company.
Joe McCann was interested in the girlfriend, Ashlee's girlfriend. He started spending all this money on the girl, taking her to Prada, Chanel, you name it. You know what I mean? Like, just blowing a bag. The girl was texting her friends like, got a trick, got one. Now, this is where my mouth dropped, because she then says the girl was done with Joe after she went through her phone, after she went through his phone and seen that he was talking to numerous women. Now, you got to remember, this is 2024, and this is all alleged. Allegedly, this happened in 2024. He was fresh out of a divorce, and he was dating women. You know, he was being a little sugar daddy. Okay. But the girl was done with Joe. So she stopped talking to him. They got into a big old argument. She went through his phone and she was done. That's when he started talking to Ashlee. Yes. That's how Ashlee got with him. So her friends are like really surprised that like Ashlee is really making Joe her boyfriend and they're spending so much time together because they're like, you were supposed to use him for what he was worth and got on out of it. But can we blame Ashlee? No. She was having a good time with Joe. And she probably didn't see the red flags. You know, you young. This man is a millionaire worth millions and taking you all over the world. Of course, you're having a good time. But Ashlee Janae did, and this is alleged, she did write something on her social media like,
I believe
when
that
your
too,
boyfriend
Barbara.
starts cheating on you, I hope he gets the girl pregnant and I hope the girlfriend finds out. But whole time is not your baby. It was crazy. It was, listen, the girl sent me this too. I'm going to show it to y'all. So I do think she saw some red flags. But you know, us women, we think we can change people. He going to change.
Baby, you can't never change the narcissist. That ain't working, right? So she said that Ashlee friend was messing with him first. Again, I don't know if that's true, but I'm going by what she's saying. She said that Ashlee friend was messing with him first. And it sounds like Ashlee friend did not want to be in a full-blown relationship with him. It sounds like Ashlee friend just was using him to get her little shit, right? And she started seeing how he was, she cut him off. And the way this lady is saying, this is what Ashlee supposed to have did too. But it went further than that. From that, what do y'all get from what this lady was saying? Because that's what I'm taking from it. Like Ashlee supposed to have did the same identical thing that her friend did. Get them shoes, pocketbooks, whatever you got to get and get up out of there. But it seems to me Ashlee went further with it and could have fell in love with this man if this allegedly to be true.
Change for us. Now, I don't know if Ashlee knew like how many times Joe McCann has been to Zanzibar and he was cool with all the hotel staff, like buddies with the management. I don't know if she knew.
I don't think she knew that.
What the deal was when they got there and he was going to be going off the villa.
I don't think she knew that. I think there's a lot of things that she didn't know.
Being with multiple women, allegedly.
Okay, y'all, that was the end of that. So let me pull up. So what do y'all think? That maybe I think there's a lot of things that she didn't know about him. Because one thing you got to understand, people like him, they're not going to tell you everything about them anyway. They keep you in suspense. Yeah, they definitely not going to tell you everything about them. Not narcissists anyway. You got to move slow with them, baby, so you can get to know who they really are, because they are very demon people. So, I mean, oh, Lord Jesus, child. Okay. All right, I'm going to play one of the open book videos right quick.
Okay, so and then the closet, y'all.
Let's go back to a little open book video here. Let's see a little bit.
Talking or trying to communicate over the phone. Now, I don't know the whole process with having to go through the embassy and things like that. That's a whole other thing, y'all. Trying to get into some of these countries and that's a whole other level to this thing. So I'm praying that there's some movement. We can see some movement because time, hey, right now it's the time. it is so critical in the beginning phases of these cases to get the ball rolling. Okay. Now, the first thing I wanted to show on this evening is a short. I don't know if y'all saw this. I had shared it on yesterday, but this was a short between Ashlee, Janae, and Kevin Gates some years ago, I believe in 2023. Okay, where he was out. I was like, wow. And this was an old video that had resurfaced. So I wanted to show this to you all, for those of you who hadn't seen it yet.
How y'all doing? You know, we keeping it organic. Me and my little chocolate Easter bunny. Babe, stop playing. Babe, you know I'm sensitive, babe. We about to get in a this her car. She probably she just came for to pick me up.
Something like not too crazy.
She from Philly, so you know she crazy, she toxic. She might stab you might stab in my sleep. You told me if I take my hands off, you gonna beat me up.
Because I'm good with my hands.
I ain't gonna troll. I love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day.
Okay, so it looked like she had the blonde back here. Okay.
How y'all doing?
But this is Kevin Gates. I don't know if they
we keeping it organic.
This is just a moment, time that they hung out. But I was surprised because y'all, and we're gonna listen to Joe Budden, okay, on today, his podcast, where he talked about Ashlee and, you know, his time with her and how much she went around in different groups. Now, I will be honest, and there's no shade to her or anything like that. I had never heard of her until now. But it seems as though there was some celebrity. She ran in some of the celebrity groups, and they were familiar with Ashlee Janae. Hey, Shelly. Hey, sis.
Anybody want to donate to my channel, you can.
I told
Auntie, you up here?
Yes, I'm up here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's your thoughts on this?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
You know, unfortunately, like I said in the chat, if her family don't hire their own private investigator, their own attorney to try to investigate and find out what's going on and what really happened, they might have to hire their own but the person that does the autopsy, they might have to, you know, do all of that all over again.
Yes.
And of course, yeah, that's going to be a lot of money. But I had a theory based off of the story that the worker that found her told. And I thought about it based off what he told about you know, when he opened the door and the lights was out and he heard a thump, and you know, and then he cut the light on and saw Ashlee, you know, like kicking and swinging like she trying to get down from the noose. I had a theory that because her autopsy, from what they're saying, there is strangulation and suffocation. I had a theory that if Joe did this, which I believe he did, it just has to be proven. I believe he actually snuck in her room from maybe a back area or a way that he wouldn't get caught on cameras. And I believe he actually was strangling her and thought that he had killed her, but maybe she just was unconscious. And then he had to make the strangulation look like a hanging. So then
Oh, good. I never
and
thought
then
about that.
yeah, think about it. They said strangulation and suffocation. So now
Yes, they
if
did.
you want to cover up the strangulation part, that's when I believe he put her in that noose, was still in that room. But I believe by the time that worker came, she regained conscious and realized that she was in the noose. And that's when she was trying to struggle to get out. And the thump that the worker heard could have been someone still in the room. You know, perhaps whoever did it was still in the room. And when the worker ran off, then that's when they escaped, the person that was in the room with her.
I said this
That's
too.
what I believe. It's either that or the thumping that he heard perhaps was actually Ashley, struggling and maybe kicked the wall to get attention, to make a noise. It possibly could be that too.
That
But
could
I
be true, too.
absolutely believe that he strangled her, thought he had unalived her, and then put the noose around her to make it look like she did that to herself to cover up the strangulation. And then that's when she gained consciousness, because you can strangle someone until they become unconscious. They don't necessarily have to die from a
That's true.
strangulation.
That's true.
But
So
I
you think
believe
he
that that's
strangled her before he put her up in the closet?
in the noose. Yes, yeah, I
And do you
absolutely,
see
yeah,
how
because
small that closet was? Did you see how small that closet was?
yeah, I did, and
And
that's
that's
why
why
I
I don't
say,
believe she put herself in there.
yeah, that's why I say, in order to cover up him strangling her, he had to make it look like that she hung herself. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe she regained conscious, and that's when she was kicking and fighting to get down when that worker came in there and panicked and ran. He either panicked and ran, or he saw something or someone and ran, or either he could be part of the scenario and was paid off as well. Because we know that how Africa is, and they are easily bought and paid for. The law, from the law enforcement to those workers there that don't make a lot of money. But that's just my theory. Because when they said the autopsy said strangulation and suffocation, I was like, okay, well then that means somebody strangled her first before she got up on that noose. And that's when the suffocation part starts. She regained conscious from the strangulation. I believe he either thought he killed her or realized that she wasn't dead and was struggling with her in that moment to still try to hang her when the worker possibly had heard that thug. That's just my
Because look
theory
how
and
big he
scenario.
is.
But
He got enough weight on to put her up there. He's a big dude.
oh yeah, absolutely. And she's a little, I heard she was like 5'2", 5'3", something. Like
Yeah,
she's
probably
short
about
and
140 pounds, no more than
yeah,
that.
she's short and petite. So yeah, it would be easy for him to do it. And especially if she was unconscious at the time he put her up there on the noose, right? Because he's thinking, okay, I strangled her to death. He thought she was dead, possibly. He thought she was unalive, put her on that noose to cover up the strangulation, and she regained conscious and saw that she was up there, you know, hung and was struggling to get out of it. Because from what the worker said, that she was struggling and kicking like she was trying to get out of it. Someone that's trying to unalive themselves is not going to struggle and kick like that. They just going to let
Right.
it happen. You know what I mean? If they're really trying to unalive themselves, they're going to let it happen. They're not going to fight and struggle and kick to get out from under the noose when they are actually the ones that put themselves in there. So that didn't make sense to me. And that's just the theory that I came up with when they said strangulation and suffocation.
Right, because how would she put herself up there anyway? It's like she would have to stand in a chair to put herself up there, to hang herself up there. It was no
Absolutely.
chairs
If
there.
there's no chair, there's no stoop, there's nothing that she could have stepped up on to reach up all the way to the ceiling to tie that noose around her neck and around whatever it is that she was allegedly hanging from. Then yeah, how could she? She's short. Definitely help would need to be done. If there was nothing there that she could climb herself up on, that's definitely suspicious. How did she get up there?
Absolutely. And then another thing was suspicious. How would she hang herself in that little old bitty ass closet in the dark? Because the man said when he walked in, it was dark in there. So what are
Right.
you trying to say? She turned the lights off and then went to the closet to hang herself, because while she was hanging herself, she couldn't turn the lights off. So the lights would have
That's
to been off when she went to hang herself. I don't believe that's true neither. How would she see how to
whoever
hang herself in the
yeah,
dark?
whoever done that left her like that and cut the lights off for her to be
Yes,
found. Because
absolutely,
listen, a
Auntie.
person that's trying to unalive themselves are not going to give that much thought into the process. They just want their life to be over. So, and besides, why would she get up on a platform or get up on anything to unalive herself in the dark? You in the dark, that means you can't see. You can't see what you're trying to tie it to. You can't see, anything if it's in the dark. So whoever did that, cut that light off on her for her to be found like that.
Right, absolutely. Because I said the same thing in Open Book. I said there's no way somebody gonna take their life in the dark, especially in that way anyway. They're not gonna be thinking about no lights, turn their lights off. It's like they staging their own suicide. Turn the lights off. Let me go over here in the closet, hang myself in this little bitty itty closet here. Okay. No, she was stuffed in that closet. And I believe what you said, Auntie, and I never thought about that. He strangled her first, probably, and then finished it up and hung that girl.
Yeah, to make it look like a suicide. That's the first thing I thought about when they said strangulation. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, no. He did that. He strangled her first, needed to cover it up to make it look like a suicide. So now I'm going to put her noose around her neck and I'm going to say she hung herself. That to me make more sense than, because it's like a combination of those things majority of time don't happen with just a hanging. A lot of times, yeah, there is some suffocation or you will break your neck, but there's rarely like only way there's a strangling is if the person is struggling to fight it. And that's what she was doing when that worker came in there. That's the work of someone else. And she was trying to get herself out of that. That's what I believe.
And it's a possibility, Joe probably was in that room. And that man, now do you think when the man came in the room, right? We know that they said the lights was out. So he came in the room, turned the light on, and that's when he discovered Ashlee. Because the room was already dark when he came in. Remember he said the room was dark when he came in?
Right. I agree. If the room was dark, no one that's trying to unalive themselves is going to take the time to cut off a light to hang themselves, because they need to be able to see what they're tying the thing to, the noose to, and they got to be able to see on how to properly tie it around their own neck. They need light in order to see, especially tying the noose around whatever it is they're attaching the noose to. So it doesn't make sense for someone that's going to unalive themselves to do it in the dark. It just don't make sense.
It don't.
They need
light. How do you feel like the daughter wasn't sharing a lot with her mom and dad when it comes to Joe abuse towards her?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Most women don't. They're ashamed, they're embarrassed. And they won't tell. They won't tell a parent, or they won't even tell their best friend. They'll go so far, but the shame and embarrassment that comes from being abused, whether it's verbally or physically, they will hold it and not really tell. They'll say, oh yeah, like the mother said, they got into an argument. Did she go into detail and tell her mother what the argument was about?
Yes, absolutely.
Now that we don't know.
Right. And
because
then
if it's
what
really
time
true,
of the day was that? What time was the day did she call her mom? What time of the day when she got the next phone call saying her daughter was unalive? These are things that the mom know that the public does not know.
Exactly. And if she went in detail with her mom, if it's really true, based off of what they were saying, that she was arguing with him because she found out he wanted to be with other women down there and do some freak off type of stuff. Is she really gonna tell her mother that? You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah. I doubt she
meet him. Did the dad ever meet him? Did they just talk to they had phone conversations with Ashlee, but did they meet him? Because like I said before, like dads can pick up on other men vibes.
Absolutely. And sometimes women can, but this is the thing right here. Right after this incident happened, the way he behaved and act let me know that there's some guilt there, because he totally detached himself from that situation. Once he called the mom and he gave her a vague explanation, which I believe he lied to the mom, and then the way he, usually he's all on social media posting about crypto and this and that when your fiance was just found unalive, and you don't say pray for me, or I'm having it hard, or I miss you. That's usually what people that love someone that passes away, that has a social media platform, I'm asking for prayers or something. He totally was vague in explaining to the mother what happened to her. And then he detached himself, and has detached himself even currently from the situation. The behavior of a psychopath. That is the behavior of someone that has detached themselves from a traumatic situation that has happened because they do not care. He does not show any remorse, any empathy, any sympathy, nothing. That is the behavior how psychopaths and sociopaths act. And he's a master manipulator, and he fooled Ashlee and all the people around him that thought he was so in love with her, but he was not, because there's no way he is not. He would be mourning publicly on his public platforms for that woman. Now, I know everybody grieves differently, but for him to literally get on his platforms and talk about crypto and making money and doing that, when your fiance that you just proposed to a few days earlier is now gone. Make that make sense. It doesn't.
Absolutely. And then then another thing, Auntie, he didn't even try to give the mother, not even offer the mother money to get her over there to see about her daughter, or not even say, I will pay to get her body shipped back, like nothing. And you know what? Again, Auntie, you were so right. It's sad because a lot of people that did meet him with Ashlee, they thought this man was a good person, right? Not knowing who this man really was. When this man was going around asking friends with her, this man was putting on a persona. This man had a mask on. He did not want y'all to see who he really was, because that's what narcissists does. They have to keep that persona up.
Absolutely. He definitely wore a mask for that year that they were together, all the way up until he proposed to her. He knew the cameras was on him, so he wanted to make it look good, like he loved her so much, and let me propose, get down on one knee and propose to her on her birthday, around, all of this, and it's going to be publicly seen so people they just can know that I love her. But now look how he's acting now. Does he act like someone now that loved her? No, he don't. He has totally detached himself from this situation. And you are correct, Nisi Poo, for him to be the millionaire that they proclaim him to be, and he did not offer to fly her mother, her parents, or nobody there to come and see about her daughter. That also speaks volumes. He's not offering in any kind of way. How can I help? Can I do anything? I got money and resources. And he's not doing any of that.
That's right. And people ain't looking at that, though. People's not looking at that. Didn't offer the mother a dime. Nothing. Then you're going to call the mother 11 hours later, and then you're going to lie to the mother. Tell the mother she's okay. Don't worry about it. She's going to be fine.
Right. That's what I said is absolutely suspicious right there. Why would you wait 11 hours until after allegedly the body of her daughter is gone to hospital or emergency room somewhere, and you tell the mother 11 hours later that she's going to be fine, but she harmed herself? He wanted to get that alibi in. That's why he even said she harmed herself. How do you know she harmed herself? How do you know that? Instead of saying, I don't know, I wasn't there. Right. I would say, I don't know, I wasn't there. but they found her this way. I don't know what's going on. For him to literally say she harmed herself, he's trying to establish and disconnect himself with that incident.
Right, as a narcissist does. They got to hurry up and disconnect themselves from a situation. They have to do that.
Absolutely. And you have to look at the track record also that he had with the ex-wife, because she came forward and said how he put her through HE double hockey sticks in their marriage and relationship. He cheated, he was abusive, and the fact that when she was pregnant with their second child, he left her. He deserted her. He discarded her. He discarded her, which is what narcissistic people do. But not only is he, because all narcissists are not sociopaths and psychopaths, but all psychopaths and sociopaths are narcissists. And I actually absolutely believe he's a psychopath. It's always in the eyes. It's always in the smirk smile that they have. And the fact that he totally is showing no emotion or feeling whatsoever, and has totally detached himself from the fact that the woman he just proposed to is now gone. That's telltale signs of a psychopath.
Do you think now we already know that he didn't love her, okay? Period. Now I know a lot of people don't know about narcissists, we do, right? So I believe Ashlee did love him, right? Now, the lady just said in the video that someone inboxed her and said he was messing with Ashlee's friend, right? Ashlee's friend got pocket everything from her. She left him alone. She found out how he was. She left him alone. As though, fuck it, I wasn't going to be with you anyway. I was just using you for what I wanted to do. So the girl said that's what Ashlee supposed to have done. Got what she had to go, get and go. So is it fair to say that Ashlee got caught up with love with him and stayed there and tried to build a relationship with him, but he wasn't building a foundation with her? Ashlee was trying to build one with him, because narcissists don't really build foundations with you. Narcissists really, they want to tear you down. What you come into relationship with, they can be jealous of it, and after a while, they'll start tearing you down. What do you think?
Well, absolutely. I think that his whole life was a facade, and he portrayed that, and that's what Ashlee fell in love with, is the facade of the man, because you got to remember he had lost $100 million in a deal, so he was not the multimillionaire that people think he was. He was hiding that whole lifestyle and situation from her, and maybe she found out or something later, but he did not tell her that he had lost that big deal. And then when Iggy Azalea, the rapper Iggy Azalea, was going to do business with him, she backed her money out. She actually hit up Ashlee and told Ashlee that he was suspect. But again, women don't listen when other women try to warn them about men, because a majority of the time the women think, oh, she just jealous, she just a hater, she just a this. But Iggy Azalea hit her up, say, yo, look, this is the dude you dating. This is what he is. Basically a fraud and a phony. And I find his business practices very suspect. And then come find out he lost $100 million in crypto. He hid all of that from her. So he was fronting like he was that guy, and he really wasn't that guy anymore. When you lose $100 million, that is like 70 to 80% of that man's income and business.
Right. And we know narcissists have to keep that facade up. So he had to keep that facade up with her, because he already had gaslighted her, manipulated her, lied to her, and all of that. So he had to keep up everything so she can still think he has all this money, because he wasn't ready to let her go yet, right? Because narcissists, before they let you go, trust me, it's something in the bush for you, okay? They don't let you go peacefully and gracefully. It's always hell when you're getting ready to let a narcissist go, because I'm quite sure that wife went through hell before they got divorced.
Oh yeah, she said she did. And for him to leave her, discard her while she's pregnant with their second child. That speaks volumes as to the man that he truly was. So he can totally disregard, and discard the wife that's pregnant. And why do women think that when a man get with them, they're gonna treat them different? Because that's not true. They're not. They're gonna treat you the same way they treated the last woman. You just think you're special in that moment because he's love bombing you and whining you and dining you. The mask is gone, but when that mask fall off, look what happens. And that's what happened when they got into them arguments. His mask fell off. It fell off to the point where she's no longer here.
Yep.
And now he's just detached himself and moved on with his life. On his other platform, he got pictures of the ex-wife back up there.
Yes, you seen that too? Yep.
But see, that's their behavior. That's what they do. This is why I try to tell and encourage younger women to really, really look in depth into these men that you're dating. Just because they out here flossing like they're a boss, and she thought she had met a man of her dreams, a multimillionaire, and she probably did not dig and do the research on him just because the way he was flashing the money, taking her on trips and all of this thing. She didn't look in depth. And then when she was warned by another woman, she still chose to not say, that could be something to that. Let me investigate and look more into it.
Yes.
She didn't even do that. She totally ignored what Igley said.
Because sometimes narcissists like to date young women because they think they're uneducated. They're not going to really find out who they are, dig deep into them, which they don't like too many older women because they know older women is more educated, more smart. So they look for young women sometimes that's not going to really know who they are until they get with them and get deep involved with them. And then when they get deep involved with them, that's when they started, they lying, don't believe them. I do love you, this and that. They started spinning the narrative. And then what they do,
they just jealous of you because they ain't got what you got. That's what they tell them. They just jealous of us and our relationship because they don't have what you have, and they don't have no man doing for them what I'm doing for you. That's what they tell them. And you're right, Nisi Poo. They do like the younger ones because they're easier. They're more easier a lot of times to manipulate. They're more easier to mold into what they want them to be. They're easier to coerce. They're easier to convince, more so than an older, mature woman that's been around a block and knows when she see a fraud and a con artist and a scammer.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. That's correct.
Right. And
that is absolutely correct.
I feel like Ashlee probably have asked him on multiple occasions little things about his wife and, don't ask me nothing about her. We didn't get along because of this. Because when you bring up their ex-wives or their ex-girlfriends, they get very hostile with you. They don't like that because they feel like you know something. So they're going to shut you down by dogging the ex-girlfriend out or the ex-wife. That's what they do.
Absolutely. If they did ever have a conversation, trust and believe, he told whatever he told Ashlee, it was all the the ex-wife fault. She did this to him. She did this. She did that. Yes, they absolutely dog out the ex to every woman that they move on to and date. It's every woman's that was in their life fault, and it's never their fault. That is a telltale sign for women to know. If you dating a man and you get to talking about the ex-wife, the ex, girlfriend, the baby mama, whatever, and it's always all the women's fault in his life and it's never his fault. I don't care if it's his mama, his sister, his grandmama, whoever raised him, he's going to find fault in all of them and no fault in himself. That is a huge red flag.
And you got to remember, too, if you know too much about a narcissist, it won't last. Okay? I can promise you that.
Yeah, because once they know you're on to them and you can't, and that person can't pull the wool over your eyes, they're going to move on. They're going to move on to their next victim because they're looking for the person that they can fool, can manipulate. Absolutely.
If they don't take you away first.
Yeah, that part. And the kind like him are men that maybe she broke up with him, maybe she called off the engagement, maybe she didn't want anything else to do with him, maybe she found out a lot more about him. And once that happens and they argue and she maybe was done, they can't stand rejection, they lose control, it's a narcissistic injury to them, and they snap. They snap. And
Yes.
he absolutely did that.
Yes. And he also felt like, well, we all way out of the country. You know, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He knew if that happened,
that's
out of the country, it's gonna be a lot for the mama to know what's going on. He knew he wouldn't go to jail. He knew all of that great shit.
Yep. And a lot of third world countries or poor countries or continents like that in Africa, you know, and they laws are very, very bleak and,
So that is
meager.
a third world country. Okay, because this other content
And
creators said the same thing.
And they don't care about too much for Americans, specifically a lot of Black Americans, because they tend to want to be close in proximity to white people and whiteness. That is why a lot of times the white people are taking over the continent of Africa, is because the black Africans there, they really cater and love white people. And a Black American, not so much all the time. So when he knows he has the upper hand, being a millionaire, being familiar with over there already, probably got relations and people he know, things he can get done, then yeah, he got the upper hand of getting away with something like this, and it wouldn't be a second guess if he put money in somebody's pockets or something. So absolutely.
Right.
But that's all I wanted to say, Nisi Poo. I'm gonna go back in the chat and listen, but I just wanted to say that theory that I thought about, with the whole strangulation and then the suffocation thing.
Yeah,
I think
never thought about that.
think
That could be a great possibility to what you said. Because when they said strangulations, I'm like, what do they mean? She was already hanging. So what do they mean by that? But now broke it down. That explains a lot. Yeah.
And hopefully the family can get their own private investigator, attorney to investigate, and private autopsy done as well. Because if they not freezing her body over there, you might even want to. They might not can even do it because they can't establish no cause of death, no more than other than what was said on the first autopsy. So hopefully, if they freeze her body over there and it's still pretty much intact, then it's a possibility they can get some answers. So my prayer is definitely with the family to get justice and answers, and for Ashlee to get justice, because even though she was a very beautiful woman, and everybody that maybe suffer from mental illness don't want to kill themselves, don't want to unalive themselves just because they may suffer from it. I don't know if that's her case or not, but that's not always the case with people. And a lot of times they get typecast in that if they have had some mental illness. But it's just very odd to me. She went over there for her birthday, get proposed to. On all of those pictures and videos, she looks very, very happy. So something absolutely had to go drastically wrong in order for her to end up unalive. And it is very unlikely, for the most part, that Black people hang themselves because of the history of what hanging and lynching meant to Black people. I'm not saying it don't happen. I'm saying they rarely do it that way. That's what I'm saying.
You done said it, and a lot of people I have watched said the same thing you saying. It's very unlikely that a Black person would do that.
They would, they would cut their wrist or artery or pow themselves or something like that. It's very rare. Or take pills. You know what I mean? They would take pills. It's other ways other than just the hanging part, because that is too close to the history with lynching, and Black people they rarely unalive themselves that way. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it don't happen, because it has happened, but I am saying to you that she, even her personality wouldn't seem like it would be that type of person that's the way she would want to go, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And you know, a
All
lot of
right.
people.
All right, Nisa Pooh.
Okay, baby. Have a good one.
Oh, go. All right, babe. I'm gonna listen in the chat.
Okay. You know, a lot of people saying too, like, she used the man for his money. I think that man was taking care of her, buying her things, because that's what he wanted to do. Because he was manipulating her with his money. Okay? Because when you're dealing with a narcissist man, that's what they do. They keep buying you stuff, right? That's what they do to you. Because they want the world to know that they are taking care of you. And they want the world to know that they love you. But deep down inside, they really don't. They're just buying you this stuff because they want you to stay close to them. They don't want you to leave them. So I don't think she was per se using this man for anything. I mean, he was buying it. Of course, she was going to take it. Now, do I feel she absolutely knew who he was? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She did not know this man at all. For that year and a half that she was with him, she did not know him. See, when you're dealing with a man like him, you think you know them, but you don't know them, you know of them. Meaning what they tell you, what you see, what they want you to see, what they want you to hear. They leave a lot of shit out of your ear and eyes because they don't want you to hear it and see it. They have secretive livelihoods. They know who they say they are. Look how he lied to her about his age. He told this girl he was 42. The whole time this man was 54. This man had a lot of hidden agendas about himself. A lot. A lot. And this is not only men. Narcissist women do the same exact thing. They do the same exact thing when they're dealing with a guy. They do the same thing. I do not think he loved her. And you know, like all the people, you know, that he that he been around, excuse me. You know that he been around and you know they had lunch together, dinner or whatever, went to the bars together. They didn't know him neither. They only knowed what he was showing them. That's it. But they didn't know him. Just like Ashlee didn't know him. Because narcissists have to keep a facade up with their mask on when they be around people. And it probably was the same way if he ever had conversations with her mom and dad, you know? And that's what I would like for the mom and dad to, you know, speak on. How often did they talk to him? What was his conversations like on the phone? If they met him, what did you think of him when you met him? Would she probably say, or they may say, if they met him, he was a nice guy, he was this, he was that, because he had his mask on. They was looking at a man with a mask on. Yeah. So it's just it's a lot. It's definitely a lot with this story. It really is. I mean, I'm not going to talk down on her because I don't talk down on the deceased people. I don't do that. No matter what people said about her, you know, what she was doing and understand one thing. When you pass away, sometimes, yes, your dark secrets do come out. But do that give a person a reason to unalive you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She did not deserve what happened to her at all. She had a whole life ahead of her. I believe she was an outgoing woman. She liked to do nice things. You know, she had brand deals with a lot of people. You know, so I don't think she was just in it with him for money, because some people is trying to make it seem like, you know, she didn't have money. You know, she didn't have this, she didn't have that. No, the girl had her own apartment, paying her own bills. He probably paid a little here and there. But when he met her, she had her own apartment. She had her own car, paying her own car note, everything. So it ain't like he met her and put her in this place, bought her a car, and did all of this. Because the girl already had her own place. She had a car. She was already beautiful. She already had brand deals. She was a model. She was going out with celebrities. You know? He could have been jealous of all of that. Narcissist women and men are very jealous. They are very jealous. They're not going to tell you that. You're going to have to see that for yourself. And I do believe Ashlee missed a lot of, well, I'm not going to say she missed a lot of red flags. I'm going to say Ashlee seen a lot of red flags and shoved them up under the rug. That's what I'm going to say. Because the relationship was toxic. So she already seen the red flags. When she started seeing them, I don't know. But you can tell that she kept giving him grace because she was still with him. She was still with him. So she definitely was, you know, still giving him grace. You know, I'm sorry she lost her life. I wish some of the comments that people was commenting on her post, telling her to get out of there. He's no good for you. He don't love you. He's going to unalive you. I wish she could have went back to those comments early on. Now, let me say this. I don't know if she's seen the comments and ignored the comments and say, I don't believe that. People just jealous. She may have seen the comments, but never just replied. But sometimes you don't have to always reply to comments when it's comments like that. But me, I would take that seriously. If someone would leave something like that under my posts and I'm dating a guy, okay, and they telling me something like that, and he got this little bit of money, I'm going to look into that. I'm just speaking for me. I'm going to sit back and start watching every goddamn thing. And guess what? If I have to inbox that person on the back end and ask them what they mean by that comment, they can give me some clarity, I do that also. Because one thing and two things for certain, I don't think I'm better than nobody to take somebody's advice. I'm not. No. A narc want us to need them. Yep. And he know that Ashlee didn't probably need him for everything, but we can tell she likes to shop. She likes name brand stuff, and you know, she likes to look good. He knew that about her. And he used his money as a weapon against her. That's what he used. His money. His money was a weapon. Narcissist women do the same thing. If they got money, they're well off. And the man can have a little something, but not more than them. They will use their money as a weapon towards that man. They do the same thing. They do the same thing. No lie. I promise you. They do. I will not lie. Thank you, sis, for the donation. Thank you. Yeah, they do the same thing. You know, but like I said, I would love to hear from, you know, her mom, you know, to see how long, like, how often did the mom talk to him? Did the dad talk to him? What did she ever tell you things about him? You know, about his abuse, you know, his verbal abuse, mental abuse, his controlling. Did she ever speak to her mom and dad about that? That's something is very important. That is something is very important right now in this case. Because that can really bring some highlight to the public. If the mom and dad come out and state something like that, that can be a nice highlight right there. But if the mom and dad doesn't have that to bring to the public, what that tell you? That means to tell you she really didn't talk to her mom and dad about their relationship. Because the mom and dad have nothing to go on. You know? So that's why I say that. Because if anything happens to one of your daughters, right, and you know this man did it, you can easily come out. I believe it. My daughter have told me multiple times. He have said things like this to her. He have did things to her. She have sent me text threads. She have sent me videos. You can back that shit up. Because what your daughter have told you and what your daughter have sent you. And you can say, this man did do this to my daughter. I believe he did by the things that she was sending me, the videos, the text threads, and the things that she was telling me that he was doing to her. He was abusive to my daughter. But when you have nothing to go on, then that's kind of hard. Hey, chatting everyone. Hey, sweetie, how are you? The best friend probably got a phone full of text messages. Yep. Now, the best friend did say she was sending that stuff over. Now, I don't know if she sent it yet, and I don't know if she sent it. Will it matter to them? That's a good question. Will it matter to them? Would they go off of that? Or would they just ignore that? We don't know. Exactly, Barbara. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. Even if you got friends with your mom, y'all have group chats. Send things to group chats to your friend, your mom, videos, text threads, anything when you are in an abusive relationship with a man. And then try to get out of it the best way you can. You know, and I always teach people on my panel, if you are trying to get out of an abusive relationship, please take it slow, take it easy, and plan. Don't argue. Don't go back and tell him what you're trying to do, because that's going to agitate a person. Okay? You might not make it out safe. If you got to start packing up little things that he's not going to notice when you're not there, do it and get it out of the house. But do it slowly. You know, if you got kids, do the same thing with your kids' stuff. Things you feel like you don't want to take is materialistic, let them have all the furniture in the house. Just try to get out your important things, your clothes, your identification, school records of your kids. Get the most important things out of there. I always say, too, don't never relocate in the same town where he's at. Go 4 or 5 towns over if you have to. Get your kids out of that school. Get your kids into another school. Let the school know what you're going through with. You don't want anyone in this school to share information with these kids as their next location. If you got to get a restraining order, get a restraining order. They're not going to tell the new address. You have to do what you got to do, but you have to be smart about planning to leave a toxic person. All I need is me. Anything I can replace. Absolutely. Just leave. Then he's gonna, don't tell him. I'm a domestic violence survivor. I had to learn the hard way. Yeah. Sometimes we do. But nobody still deserves to lose their life. Period. I just leave when he goes to work or something. Yep. Start taking little stuff out of the time, little things out of the time, even start changing your mail over. If you already got your place, change your mail over. Start doing little small stuff, little small stuff, yeah. Anybody he knows or she knows that's affiliated with him, you need to cut them off immediately. You never trust anyone that's affiliated with the toxicity man you're trying to leave or the woman. You don't have no communication with them. Because at this point, you cannot trust what they're going to go back and tell them. So you have to cut them off. Once you leave to safety, change your phone number. Stay off social media. You know, it's a lot of things that you have to do. Yes, that is so true. Yes, I teach a lot of people that. A lot of people. You got to be smart about it. You got to be smart. You know, let them have it. Don't sit here and argue. Oh, I'm leaving you. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. That can put you in a bad situation. Never tell a man or a woman that you're leaving them, because sometimes you may not make it out safe enough. You know, if you got to get a restraining order, get it, especially if he know where you work and all of that, because once you move out, he may start stalking you at your job. So you need to hurry up right away, get that restraining order, put that restraining order in place, take all your videos, your text threads, what he been doing, what he been saying, and put that restraining order in place. Put your job on it, your mama house, anybody's house that you feel that he's going to come to or she's going to come to looking for you. Period. Because you don't want to put your family in danger also. So you would definitely want to put them in that restraining order. Let's see. Turn off notification. That's right. Absolutely, sis. Yep. If you got to change the kids' phone number, change their phone numbers also, because you don't want no communication at all. None at all. When you go to court, you got all your proof for the judge. All your proof. The crazy people would find a way, though. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes they will, sis. Sometimes you're right about that. I agree. Yep, that's true, Barbara. Let the supervisor know what's going on. That's true. I was with my abuser for 18 years. Ooh, I fear for my life. I thought he could tell. I could tell him I needed a break and he would accept it, but he told me it's no breaks. And you can't post on social media yep, that's what I just said. Social media, if you got to shut your whole account down for a while, discontinue that account. Now, I say this to people that truly wants to get out of a domestic violence, because you have some people, which is men and women, that want to get out and they will leave and end up going right back and may not make it out. So if you truly is in a domestic violence situation and you truly want to get out, you're going to take these measures and these steps to do everything you possibly can do to protect yourself and protect your children. But if you want to go back, you're not going to do these things. I'm not taking my social media down. I don't care what he see me post. Then you might as well stay with him, because that's telling me you're not serious about this domestic violence. That's just how I look at it. I mean, like I said, I don't counsel a lot of people, behind the scenes and gave them great advice, and stuff like that. So that's why I say stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. I know if I leave, he would try to kill me. Ooh. Are you still with him now, or are you no longer with him anymore? And was this your husband or your boyfriend? Especially Snapchat, because it has on locations no matter if your phone location is off. Girl, what? I never knew that, Barbara. I don't have Snapchat, but what? Are you serious? I never knew that. I never knew that, Barbara. Wow. Yes, OG. Yes, auntie. Absolutely. Yes, you have to protect yourself. Yes. I never knew that about Snapchat. See, I don't got all that social media stuff. So, I'm just... And you know what? Another thing I was thinking, y'all, too, do her mom have access to any of her accounts? And if her mom don't, will the U.S. here give her mom access? That means her mom got to go all the way to Florida. Also, y'all, this is a lot of money her mom needs, because her mom will have to travel to Florida, get into her apartment, clean the apartment out. She has a car. Where was the car park? That was the car park at her house. I don't know these things. Will the bank give her mother access to access any money that was in her accounts? It's just so many things that the mom has to do. Did the mom have a policy out on her? Did the dad have a policy? I don't know. Now, from what I heard, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's AI, but I did see someone had posted a little clip, and Cardi B was talking and saying that she spoke to the mom, and she told the mom that she's going to pay for all the funeral arrangements. The mom didn't have to pay for anything. I don't know if it's true, y'all, because everything is so AI out here, girl. I don't know what's real and what's fake. Now, do I believe Cardi B will do something like that? Yes, I do believe that. But if that was true, I don't know. So I'm waiting until I hear Cardi B on one of her own platforms say that. Because at this point, I don't know. Let me see. Women, turn off your locations too when leaving a abuse relationship. Yep. Oh, when you post on social media, it shows your location. Ooh. Yeah, turn off your locations. Yeah, always turn off your locations. Yeah, always. Turn off your locations. Yes. So, like I said again, I don't know if the mom or dad had insurance on her. I don't know. And I heard one content creator say it may cost about $30,000 to get her body back over here. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a PI, an attorney, to get the body shipped back. They will have to go to Florida. Okay, they have to go to Florida, because that's where she was living at. They will have to clean out part of the apartment, give the landlord a heads up what happened. I'm quite sure they probably know her address, where she was living, and all that good stuff. But it's just a lot. It's a lot right now. Yeah. That's a lot. Whew. But I don't know. I hope the mom comes out and speak soon. I hope she comes out and speaks soon about, the findings. Is she there? Is she not there? Is she there? What did she see when she got there? What the reporters was telling her? Me personally, myself, I don't think I could travel that far. I'm scary, so I'm not. I'll just, no, y'all. Nah. I just think I'll stay where the fuck I'm at. I think I would stay where I'm at, Roya D said she told her mom she shouldn't have go on the trip with him. Yes, I did hear somebody say she told her mom that women have to do more to protect themselves. Yep, because order of protections are not saving their lives. That's so true too, auntie. Yep. Sometimes these men don't even care about protective orders no more. They really don't. And sometimes women don't care about these protective orders no more. They don't care. Narcissists disregards law. They don't care about the law because they think they are the law. They think they above the law. So they don't care about none of that. None of that means nothing to a narcissist at all. She said, Royal D, I'm staying home. Girl, shit, you me too. Should I go to a local beach and act like I'm far away? I love my life. I just, I don't know no more. It's like, it's just so many women is going away and not coming back, on trips. It's just so many. Like, this is crazy work. Like, literally crazy work. And it's very scary. It's very scary, Whew. So, I don't know. I wish her mom will give us an update. We can travel in my city, but out of the country, hell no. I feel you, sis. And you know what? It makes you feel like that. It really does. It makes you feel just that way. It does. And it's sad that, we have to feel the way we feel because there's so many women is going out of town, to these different countries, and they're not returning. Like I said, that white couple, she didn't make it back. Her daughter know that he unalived her, threw her off of that boat. She knows that. He lied and told the people, because they asked for his passport, but he told the people that the passport went down in the water when she fell off the boat. His passport and her passport, right? So they did detain him and they wanted the passport. But that's what he told them about the passport, right? And he said when he came out, he was going to stay there and help the divers look for her. The next day, that man was on a flight and he was gone. He was gone. And I know the daughter is hurt because she was the only child. She was the only child. And this just happened to y'all. They were in Barbados. That's where they was at. Yep. He said that she fell off the boat. The daughter does not buy that. And the daughter husband don't buy that. They said her mom told her get out of that relationship with Joe. Really? Wow. And that's why I say, Sue sis, I hope the mom can come out here and shine some light on some things that the daughter have told her and the father. And that can bring a whole different light to the public. If the mom or the daughter, or the father come out here and maybe they didn't say nothing right now because they could be afraid. And I understand that because their daughter body is still there. Their daughter is still in the hands of that country right now. So maybe right now she feel afraid. Maybe she have a time and a place for everything. So we'll just wait and see. What did her daughter ever share with her? And the father. So right now, to be honest, y'all, the mom have to walk a thin line right now until she can get the answers that she needs for her daughter and get her daughter back to safety. And I'm not mad at the mom at all. I'm not mad at her. She got to walk on pins and needles to do what she got to do right now. Now, do I believe Joe may get away with this or whoever did it? Yeah. Do I want that to happen? No. But the things I heard a couple of content creators say and how these foreign countries are, and then after I seen what happened to Janquilla Robinson, that family never got justice for their daughter, and the proof was right there. How they beat that girl in that room. How them people stood there and recorded it, and nothing never happened. They let them people fly right back out. They didn't take their passports or nothing. Them people was on the next motherfucking plane smoking. They had them right there. And the evidence was right there. They should have never been able to come back to the U.S. They should have been booked and locked up. But see, they didn't want their country to look bad. And that's what's going on when these people get unalive across these countries. They don't want their country to look bad. So that's why they're not doing it. They letting the Americans come over there and get unalive over there, and that's it. They don't want to deal with prosecuting them because they don't want their money get fucked up. People stop wanting to visit their country. They don't want that. So that's why they're doing the shit they're doing. Yeah. And it's sad. It's sad they have to be like that. It's so sad. What's next? Like, what country is next that a woman gonna go somewhere and don't come back? What's next? I heard Joe was going with her. Yeah, I just played that video too before you came in the chat. The lady was talking about it. The lady was talking about that. Yeah. She didn't want Joe. She only wanted, what Joe had. After that, she ain't want him. And the way the girl was talking as though like Ashlee supposed to have did the same thing. Got what she can get from and leave him alone. But it appears to me Ashlee went further with the friendship and led into, I guess, a fake relationship. Because, honey, shit. I told y'all, that man did not love her. She fell in love with him. She fell in love with him. But it wasn't no love there for her. I just don't see that. Sad to say, but it is what it is. Yeah. Sad situation, y'all. But I'm going to find some more videos for tomorrow. Because you got a lot of people talking about this case. A lot of people. A lot of content creators is, they're covering this story. This is so sad. I want to know how long they're going to let that girl stay over there. What is y'all covering up? Oh, Lord, 77. Oh, you got family over there? Niece, speak the truth. Yes. Yeah. These people, honey, they don't care about us black people. They just want our money. Shit, they ain't locking nobody up. When they lock somebody up and got to prosecute them, they fuck their business up. They don't care about that shit. No. That's their first thing coming to their mind. Our business. We got to cover this up to make this look good. Send their ass on their way. Let Joe get back on that plane and get on out of here. I wouldn't be surprised if he back. That's what I said. The people are going on vacations and end up unalive. Yep. Oh, okay. 7 got you. Okay. Yep. They're going on these trips and they're not making it back. It seems like to me now, when you going on these trips, you better start taking 5 or 6 people with you, honey. If you're going to go out of the country, you better start taking more than one person. Yeah. Stop going on that solo dolo shit. Yeah. Take more people with you. Baby, this stuff is getting to be regular. Like, literally, it's becoming regular. And that's sad that The other Shanquilla Robinson mother never got justice for her daughter. Just never. That is so sad. Them people didn't get nothing. And then one of the people, the girls, they changed their name. I felt that kind of weird. But yeah, she was beautiful too. And she had it going on for herself too. She had her own business, clothing line. Y'all remember? Yeah, she was doing big things for herself. And I believe them friends that she went with, she thought they was her friends, and they was not her friends. I believe they was jealous of her. I believe they knew what they was going to do to her. And I believe they took her out of town to do that to her. That was a setup. But they said she did pay for the whole trip. They said, you know, Shaquilla did pay for the whole trip. And they knew that what they was going to do to that young lady. They knew that. And then you're going to have somebody in the video, girl, fight back. Wow. Sad. Well, now, I don't know, y'all. Somebody say the girl that she got in a fight with, somebody say allegedly that was a boy. Is that true? Because that's what a lot of people were saying. That was really a boy. And I said to myself, a possibility, yes. Because the way that person was beating her, that looked just like a goddamn man to me. I was looking at the muscles and everything. That looked like it was a man to me. I mean, because he was throwing punches at her. You see them punches? So, y'all, you got to be careful of the people you date. You right. Yes. Yes. I mean, he was punching her like a dude. Like, oh, I know women, there's some strong women out here too, but nothing like that mother sucker. Okay? And then when people kept saying, no, that's a man, that's a man. And then I seen a picture, the face did look like it had some man in it. You know, I'm just saying. No, she's a girl. She just have a strong, oh, really, auntie? Baby. You know, I ain't got no, I'm not against anything like that, but baby, yeah, you right then. And you know what, y'all, the crazy part, because the father stated when he first came out and spoke on his daughter, he said one of those people that was there sat at the table every day and ate dinner with them and was Shaquilla's best friend. They did everything together. Her father stated that. So that's why I say what I say about Ashlee. Did Ashlee mother and father have any type of communication with him? What did you feel? Did you ever meet with him? What did you feel when you met with him? What did you feel like the conversations about? Well, how did you feel? What did you feel about his actions? Because the Shaquilla father said he was shocked and he was hurt that person was coming to his house every day and was his daughter's friend and was eating dinner with them every single day. And then I always tell y'all, the same people that break bread with you, that says your table, they'll be the one that unalive you. Or they'll know the person that did it and be on their side. I always say that. Exactly, 777. Yes. Niece, I think he will get away with it. I was thinking that too. Yep. I was thinking the same thing, that he may get away with it. I hate to say that, but I was thinking that. Do we know if he back? No, we don't even know that. We don't know if he back or not. Now, the only one will know if he back or not is the mother or father, and the only reason they would know if they there. Because if they not there, they not going to know he's back neither, because he's never going to communicate with them anymore. He's done communicating with them. He's not even going to help them get their daughter back over here. He's not even going to offer them money. He's not going to do anything. He's going to go back to Florida and he's going to live his life and he's going to meet a next victim again, because that's exactly what narcissists does, because they cannot be alone. But let me tell you something. He's going to get a lot of backlash when he get back. Believe that if you want to. He's going to get a lot of backlash when he come back. He's not going to be able to go out here in the world, and people are not going to walk up to him and ask him what happened over there, because this is worldwide. People is going to ask him, and he's going to get offended, right? And some people he may gaslight and tell them lies. But he's not going to be in public and think people is not going to stop him and start asking him questions in clubs, all of that. He's going to get some backlash from this. He definitely is. They may let him go to another country for some time when he get back to the U.S. for a few years. Yeah, he might go somewhere else. Yeah, that's a possibility. I saw a post saying he was back, Royalty. Oh, wow. I didn't see that yet. And I wouldn't be surprised if he is back. I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Whew, I pray for her mom and her dad. Man. And they also said that she was good to her siblings. She would help take care of her siblings too. So they did say she was good to her siblings, because they said she is the oldest siblings. Now, I don't know if these siblings by her mom, or I don't know if these siblings by her dad, because the mom and dad is separated now. They're not together. So I don't know. And then, let me say this before I get off. I seen somebody was saying, oh, her mom was to put her up. Her mom was the one that put her up to dating white men. I don't think her mom put her up to it, but maybe she could have considered it being at her mom relationship. You know, hey, to each his own, you know. Yes, Auntie, I heard about that. I seen that all over Facebook. I said, what the hell? He not done wrong. Like, ooh. That was kind of strange to me, because he was just with his older daughter, taking her out to get something to eat. And after that, it went bad. So I don't know what happened with that. But yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about that too. I seen it all over Facebook. And I think they said 2 adults in the hospital. Yeah. Man. Y'all, this stuff is crazy. It's very sad. Very, very sad. You know. So, y'all, if anybody want to donate, it's in the chat, because I'm going to get up off of here so I can find something for tomorrow. You know, with this case, find y'all some videos. I hope the mom and dad come out and speak soon. This is just so sad that we got another family that's looking for justice for their loved one that got hurt in another country, and they're fighting for justice for their loved one. And is they going to get it? Because I believe this is definitely going to be a cover-up. That's what I believe. And I could be wrong. But I believe this is going to be a cover-up. That's what I believe. And I could be wrong. But until I'm proven wrong, that's what my thought says. That this is definitely going to be a cover-up. And Joe going to live his narcissist life. Yeah. That's what narcissists do. When they plan to do things like that to you and you're no longer around, they don't give a fuck about you or your family. You're dead to them. They accomplished their mission. It's over. They don't want to have no contact with your family. None of that. None of that. It's completely over. That's what they do, and that's how they think. That's their mentality of thinking. Because if they really wanted to help that father, the father and the mother, they would have did that. Well, let me get you over here, so y'all can fly out, so we can, so y'all can get more details of what's going on, and you can see your daughter and this and that. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. He don't care how the mother get over there or the father. He don't care how the body get back. He don't care about none of that. None of that means nothing to that man. Nothing. Okay, y'all. I'm going to get up off of here. Thank y'all for timing in. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. And keep God first, y'all. Always. Always keep God first. Because we are definitely living in some hard times. And we are definitely living in the last days. So we have to always stay prayed up. And we have to always keep God first in everything we do. When you walk out your door, pray before you even walk out. When you're back in, you pray. Because this world is evil. We're full of a lot of evil people out here. A lot. So, I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Right, that's why I don't pay attention to this, to the males on social media that's talking bad and down on Black women, because they won't talk about the males that's deleting us. That's so true. That's so true. Yep, that is true. No matter what she did, he did give her money and all that stuff. Talk about what he did was wrong, if he did it. Talk about why he waited so long to call her mother. Talk about do he know who did it? Talk about, was this a setup? Okay? That's what to talk about. Do I believe that someone was after them to target them? I just don't believe that. I was trying to think that, you know what I'm saying? That maybe somebody was after them, but why they didn't get him? Why they didn't get both of them then? Why they just target her? If somebody was after them because of the money that they had, why didn't they get both of them? Why? Because I don't believe it was a target at this point, right? And he always goes there all the time. Those people knew him. They knew him personally. He goes there a lot. They knew him. That's why I don't believe it was you know, a target for both of them. Somebody was after both of them. Hell no, I don't believe that one. Shit. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I don't believe it. But anyway, y'all, I love you guys. I see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of you guys Monday. Peace and love.